Fuck you.
I Schwitz, picky, right the fuck up. Told a dirty little bitch to come and get up off my nuts. Baby Schwitz, lifted, something like a truck. I ain't slowing down because I got it out the mud. Every day you're looking around, searching for someone to love, but you never love yourself. How you lost touch of your wealth. I see value in myself. I pick up them bricks and bales, cause these masons, they done made the system off of tipping scales. Tipping the scale, Schwartzy can't fail. I can pull up and just send them to hell. You niggas ain't shitting, you bitches be frail. Schwartzy can't sell, I'm making a sale. Schwartzy ain't caught, he done broke out of jail. Glide on a beat like I'm skating a rail. Catching the head while you catching the tail. Frequency vibes got me checking my mail. I still run shit like Doug Dimmadome. Baby, I got plenty bone. Fuck me, then just send me home. Lucky like a rabbit's foot. Soul is black, I bathe in soot. Every day I'm feeling good, but I'm still misunderstood. I could pick up right where I left off. I got the heat, now let me go scout like I play for the Heat. How I'm keeping the ball. These bitches on me, now I'm busting they walls. Okay. Lil Schwartzy insane. I treat my body just like it's a plane. I got no hobby, the dream getting made. I could pull up with bitches on top of the range. I could pull up with death and go make me a change. I could come through with swords and go chop off your mane. I could keep me a scope that keep you in my range. I told you before, you ain't hear what I say, goddamn. Schwartzy be killing, I get no fucks, a miraculous feeling. Schwartzy came here with immaculate skills and they utilize him to kill beasts like a villain. Damn, I can't slow up, wavy as fuck, make a bitch throw up. Counting my bucks, little Schwartz glowed up. 40 is tough, let it bust like a nut. Better go duck before you stuck in a rut. I done pulled up with a lighter and a blunt. Got you mixed up, how I'm fucking on you cunt. And I still run the game while I'm hopping out the truck. Shit, fucking microphone wasn't even on. I didn't even realize, but I for sure do not want my hair up in the way. But yeah, welcome back, guys. And this bitch was Schwartzy, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna do a little tarot card reading, a little collective tarot card pool for everybody. We might talk a little bit of astrology as well, but we're gonna do a collective tarot card pool for everybody. 6 cards for the collective, and then we're gonna do 3 per zodiac sign. So we gonna do another pretty good long one again, you know what I'm saying? So let's get right into this shit. Go ahead and shuffle the cards a minute. All right. Let's go ahead and make some space here. Fucking set the microphone off to the left side a little bit so we got some room. Wow. So we're starting off with the collective. Obviously, all these fire energies are coming out. I shuffled the deck and then I did this one time, and one card alone by itself came out immediately. The Ace of Diamonds. So you are the gift and opportunity right now. You are what's passionate. You are what's motivated. Everybody got some sense of themselves dealing with the fire energy, because Ace would be 1, Aries first house, and then the Diamond, fire energy, gift, opportunity, passion, motivation, whatever it is, however you may take it. That's the first card that came out, Ace of Diamonds. So as individuals, we are the gift and opportunity right now, and obviously it seemed like we are what we need to be paying attention to. So let's get right back into it and find another card for us. Okay, you got 8 of diamonds, eighth house. So you're desiring this gift and opportunity. Either that, or it's just in some scorpion aspect where it's behind closed doors. It's something that might not be seen in the dark, below the horizon type of energy. Because we'll get into that at another date. You know what I'm saying? But seventh house energy is kind of like the bridge between the two. But eighth house, so you're spending time in, because you can take the 8 as time, the loop, infinity, shit like that as well. So you've been spending time with, desiring this gift and opportunity, this passion and motivation that seems like we've all been focusing on. And the Sagittarian energies, as far as expanding on that, what we can take as far as our practical application in our approach going forward. So that's what kind of everybody is experiencing right now. Let's get our next card here. So you're spending time with that passion, motivation. You're desiring it. You're working with it. John O'Way says, salute sweats. Hey, shout out to you, man. I appreciate you for showing up. The next card that we got for the collective reading is the Jack of Clubs. So at this point, you're allowing somebody else to take the face of this earth energy. What was I just talking about? How are we going to move forward with our practicality and shit like that whenever we're dealing with this over here? What we've been spending time with, that 8 energy, as far as developing like a routine and pattern, spending time with, working on 8th house energy, what we desire, what's behind the scenes. It would be us seeing ourselves as a gift and opportunity, and knowing that, and us spending time in our passions and motivations and shit like that. So now we're letting somebody else take the face of the practicality aspect of that. So for example, you could be in a situation where you know you're the gift and opportunity, that you're correlating yourself correctly, and you've been spending a lot of time doing this, and this is what you really care about and shit like that. That's obviously why you're desiring it, why it's in that 8th house space in general, where it's being worked on behind closed doors with yourself as an individual. You know what I'm saying? You're letting somebody else take the face of the practicality aspect of it, as far as making it make sense, making it be something that can be tangible, manifested, something that can just dealing with the earth energy, be nurtured, be seen in real life, be something that you can walk on. You get what I'm saying, as far as a dream and imagination. But you're letting somebody else play out the face of that, as far as the Jack energy. So for example, you could be in a situation where you've been the person who's doing all this good work behind the scenes and shit like that, but it's not making much sense in a practical aspect, and you're allowing people in your environment or something like that to allow you to feel like, or influence you to feel like, whatever they're doing as far as what they're into, that might just be some regular societal shit, as far as working a job 9 to 5, going and having this certain type of career, or correlating themselves in this specific type of manner, whatever way that is. You're allowing them to convince you and take the face of being what makes sense at the moment, what's practical at the moment, whenever that shit is old and outdated anyways. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like the old way of living. And the individuals who is really on some type of spiritual tip, or some type of creative tip, being utilized as all possibilities, as a vessel for all possibilities, to bring in certain experiences and new perspectives and ways of thinking. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever allow a motherfucker to convince you that their old and outdated way of life is what is more prevalent at the moment. You know, all this good work that you've been doing with God and the universe as an individual on your own time, behind closed doors, 8th house type of energies, and developing this creative gift and opportunity, passion and motivation, vision, imagination, whatever that fire energy is, all that good work that you've been doing right here. You know what I'm saying? Don't let somebody outside of you convince you that their shit makes more sense just because society, or it can gravitate a lot of attention at the moment. You know what I'm saying? That don't necessarily mean that's the right thing to do, and that don't necessarily mean that's the best way of life. The people who really have it together, 9 times out of 10, you don't see or hear from them. You know what I'm saying? So just take that into consideration as well.
Now it's wanting to pull 2 cards out every time. We've got our 3. We just need 3 more for the collective. Doing this. I feel like I'm just slowly but surely fucking my cards up over time. Yeah, because you know right here with the 2, you know that you love, appreciate, and value, aka Taurus energy. Taurus is ruled by Venus. You know what I'm saying? Second house 2, it can be dealing with relating in some type of way as well. But for the aspect of this story and the way that this shit came out, this good work that you've been doing over here with God and the universe, all possibilities, it seemed like it is something that you obviously love, appreciate, and value, dealing with your value system, Venus, and dealing with the Taurus aspect as far as making things stable and making shit even more so make sense and be practical. So yeah, you very much love, appreciate, and value. You're taking care of essentially this gift and opportunity, imagination, whatever that fire energy, that aspect that you were working on over here, and spending all that time in the 8th house with that energy. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's like split up in a type of way. So I've laid the cards down, the eight of diamonds and the ace of diamonds and the 8 of diamonds together, the jack of clubs by itself, and the 2 of clubs by itself as well. So it seems like whoever this person is that you're allowing to take the face of what is practical and what makes sense right now, or as far as maybe you're somebody in your life is telling you, bitch, you need to go get a job and stop worrying about all this creative shit and shit like this. It seems like this is kind of serving as a blockage, so to speak. I don't really like using that word, because really ain't no such thing as a blockage, no such thing as a problem. Keyword, remember what I told y'all are allowing this person to take the face of what is making sense right now and what is practical at the moment. So at the end of the day, this is your own fault, and it's only a blockage if you allow it to be, and you put this person in the position of being on a pedestal and thinking that they have that much power and influence over your life. You get what I'm saying? So just take that into consideration as well. Don't get lost into being like, oh, fuck, Schwitzel said goddamn jack of clubs is going on in my life now. Oh, fuck, this person that I see every day in my life is now an enemy and they're a problem in my life and shit. No, not necessarily, bitch. Only if you are allowing that. You know what I'm saying? So let's continue on. 1, 2, 3, 4. We just need 2 more cards for the collective. Then we'll move into our sign readings. All right, you got 6 of spades. So yeah, it seems like based upon how this story is going and what I'm feeling from this card, it seems like you're working out, figuring out, aka 6th house Virgo energies, Mercury in your mind. You're working on how you can tell this person to fuck off, basically. Like that's the kind of sense that I get from this, because you're dealing with working, the workspace, the also it could be correlated, I guess, to the sacral chakra as far as how y'all conscious community people want to view it, and your emotional space and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Down here in your gut region, but that's really your workspace. That's where all your anxiety, stress, and shit like that comes from. That's your workspace as far as an internal work area. I'm sorry, guys. I'm having a little bit of fucking air issues right now. But yeah, so you're dealing with your 6th house space. So you're working on the air. You're working on thinking and communicating in the right type of manner, and taking into consideration taking into consideration Virgo is ruled by Mercury. You know what I'm saying? So it's dealing with the mind as well. Working on how you can logistically think and communicate, aka air energy, aka the spade. Utilizing that air energy to figure out and work on how you can think and communicate in the proper manner to get rid of this, essentially. And that doesn't mean necessarily you have to fucking be cussing people out and shit like that. But it seems like that's the space that we're all in right now. We're allowing this don't even necessarily have to be a person, just in totality. Societal means you're allowing something, some type of character, some representation, some false sense of morality, religion, spirituality. Even it could be an individual. You know what I'm saying? You're allowing something to seem like it makes more sense than what you're spending time on, what you really care about, what you really love, appreciate, and value over here with the two energy, that diamond, that imagination, that passion and motivation that you have. You know what I'm saying? So this could be a person, this could be society, shadow government shit, a mentality, a character, anything like that. You know what I'm saying? This is a collective reading. So this doesn't have to play out through individuals. This can play out on a universal concept. You get what I'm saying? Whatever it is that you have on your mind right now, that you're working on figuring out how you can think about it and communicate about it in the correct type of manner to move accordingly to rid yourself of this, whatever that is, you're allowing it to make more sense than what you actually care about. You're allowing this to convince you that it makes more sense as far as earth energy, practicality, application sense. You're allowing it to convince you that it make more sense, but you know that it don't make no sense. You get what I'm saying? That's why this is all black as well. Internal, yin, negative, feminine energy. You get what I'm saying? That's why it's in that aspect, because you're internally, like this doesn't actually make sense. You know what I'm saying? So we're all in a space where we're working out how to move accordingly in the mental realm and direct our thoughts and our communication, linguistics, language down here when we actually start to speak about it. We're working on correlating in that in a more correct aspect so that we can rid ourselves of this, because we know that it doesn't make sense. So now we're all working on the practical application aspect of it as far as ridding this false sense of what makes sense at the moment, what actually makes sense, which would be these energies right here, the fire energy, the imagination, the creativity, the passion, the motivation, that shit. So that's what we're all working on at the moment. So we got to get rid of those false insecurity systems and those false senses of viewing what makes sense based upon what has been supplied for us and not what we have actually went through experiences or taught ourselves in some capacity. So I mixed it up a little bit more for the last pool. So we just need one more card, and I think that was it. Hopefully, oh no, that was two. Hope that it wasn't more than two. Yeah, it was just two. I thought it tried to fucking slippity slide and creak into one of those little sideways pieces over there. It's doing it again. It's trying to not give me just one card. It's trying to fuck me around, pull my goddamn taffy chain, fucking cock ball. All right, let's get back into it. Now I'm just individually pulling one card off. It's always the last card that wants to fuck me around. Now I just dropped like 15 cards. I've told y'all before, the hardest part of fucking doing a tarot card reading for me is goddamn just getting one card to come out the deck instead of 17. Like that is the hardest part. It don't want to be just one card for some odd reason. Okay, there it goes. Yeah, so see what was we just talking about? This aspect right here being very important as far as this is like the tool that you need to be utilizing as far as getting rid of this false sense of what makes sense over here. That was what we was just talking about. So out of all those cards that fell, out of all those times when it could have just been one card that fell out, it would have never been this card. But you know what I'm saying? This is the only time it happened to be one card to come out. The Queen of Spades. So you're receiving grand support to that air energy, what you was working on over here as far as a tool that you can utilize to bridge the gap right here. So this doesn't have to, you don't have to manifest this or view this as a blockage or some shit like that. I even went to set it upside down. Pretty much we can now because it's essentially dead at this point, because you're helping yourself right here. You're helping yourself by spending time working on how you think and communicate about things to go about this fire energy in the correct type of aspect. So now God in the universe, the source, the spirit, the great spirit, whatever the fuck you want to call it, you're you're getting grand support from everything to help you work on this more, to help you get a better, to be in a more sufficient space whenever you're utilizing that air energy. That way you can have a sharp enough mental sword, or the right type of sharp edge linguistics to be able to fix whatever this is, or get rid of whatever this is right here, as far as shit making sense outside of you and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, that's the only card that really had a choice to come out, because you doing your thing over here. You know what I'm saying? You wasn't being complacent. Like, yeah, you might have took a second to realize, like, yeah, I actually do love, appreciate, and value this fire energy, my imagination, my creativity, my passion and motivation, whatever the fuck it is that you're into. You took a second to check in with your second house values, and you're like, yeah, I actually do like give a fuck about this. Like, I actually like, yeah, this is like something worth fighting for, or some shit like that. You know what I mean? And then it took you into this space where you're like, okay, I'm not going to be complacent, and I'm not going to just ignore the fact that I really give a fuck about this shit. I'm going to immediately start working on it. I'm going to immediately put that shit to work. So I got the fire aspect all sewn up. I got the Holy Trinity. I got three fucking cards. I got the Holy Trinity of the fire aspect all sewn up. You know what I'm saying? I was just dealing with this little fucker in the middle. You know what I mean? People trying to make shit seem like it makes sense when it really don't. You know what I mean? So you had to take a second and check in with your second house matters, and you like, yeah, this is worth it. Immediately went to work. You didn't stop there. You ain't take no breaks. You ain't fucking you ain't go to jail. You ain't fucking rob the liquor store because you desperate for money right now, or any stupid shit like that. Yeah, you went to work immediately. Okay, what mental aspect can I adopt? What logic and reasoning can I develop? What characteristics and traits can I develop and put to work on? And how can I communicate myself in a more sufficient manner to be able to bring some type of making sense out of shit, and removing this, instead of this person taking the face out of what makes sense. Now, shit, I got the right way of thinking. I got the right way of speaking about it. Now I can carry that out, and now it can be something that can be seen. So what's going to happen now? God in the universe going to take care of you. It's going to help you work on that shit even more. It's going to help you with that air aspect. So now you are protected in how you thinking and shit like that. Now you got that source, great spirit, whatever the fuck you want to call it, whatever you want to correlate it to, all possibilities. You know what I'm saying? Now you got all that support playing out through your vessel to protect your way of thinking and protect how you communicate. And so you will never miss the subtleties. You will always put the right emphasis on the right type of words, and it'll always come across in the correct type of aspect for everything to just make sense. That way, no matter what, even if people's in your ear talking about, oh, this is actually what makes sense at the moment, you just need to go and do this and stop working on these creative aspects and these shit that you passionate about at the moment. You just need to do this and work until you retire, or whatever it is that you viewing as makes sense. You get what I'm saying? Whatever you allow to make more sense than your passion, motivation, creative desires. And that's how you get rid of that. You get what I'm saying? That's how you get rid of that shit. So that's the overlying story for the collective at the moment. It's dealing with the mentality, and that's obviously that make a lot of sense if you guys take into consideration Mercury is in retrograde right now. Let's look at the chart right now. Yeah, Mercury is in retrograde. 20. Whoa. Hold on. It went away. Mercury is in 20 degrees Sagittarius right now in retrograde. So yes, that makes the utmost amount of sense right now. We're working on the fire energy, the diamond energy. You get what I'm saying? We're dealing with that fire energy at the moment. So and Mercury obviously rules the logic, reasoning, thinking, communicating aspect, as far as it ruling the throat chakra, as far as it just dealing with the air energy, dealing with your thoughts and shit like that. So that's what we're actually viewing at the moment. And Mercury in retrograde. So obviously it's something that we need to put in the Virgo space. It's obviously something that we need to work on. Our way of thinking needs to be reconsidered and expanded upon and shit like that, with the Sagittarian energy bringing more, and Jupiterian energy as well, because Jupiter rules Sagittarius. So more expanded, more philosophical, more wise ways to approach this shit, and dealing with our psyche, our internal intelligence, and our internal mental space and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's the perfect overlying story for what we're viewing at the moment. You know what I'm saying? So let's take all those key points into consideration, and we're gonna move right into the signs. And shout out Famous Malo. He's saying Shwetzi, yes sir. We back in the building. You know what I mean? Doing our tarot card reading. So we're gonna move directly on to our Aries, Sun, Moon, Ascendants, and Mars. That's gonna be our first. Just started off 1 through 12. But yeah, that was a perfect overlying story for the energies we're experiencing as a collective right now. So yeah, we're all dealing with this fire energy. And we're all bringing obviously in retrograde, so we're bringing the wisdom and the expansion and the luck and all that type of energy to our Mercury space, but it's in retrograde. So it might just be us transmuting past ways of thinking and past ways of communicating, how we dealt with what is our fire energy, our passion, motivation, our gift, talent, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're dealing with at the moment. All right. Aries, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, and Mars. We're going to do 3 cards per zodiac sign. Now, this could be the tools you need to. This seems like it already kind of, the overlying story kind of already taught us the tools that we need to utilize to deal with that Jack of Clubs aspect, as far as somebody taking the face of what's making sense at the moment. So I think a lot of these are just going to be context clues. You know what I'm saying? So Aries, you are dealing with love, appreciation, and value. Second house, Taurus energy towards your passion, motivation, fire energy, imagination. You know what I'm saying? Internal creativity, whatever that means to you. You know what I'm saying? So y'all are dealing with the relatability aspect as well, because the two energy deals with relating, but also Taurus, second house, stability, comfortability to a certain extent. You know what I mean? But for the most part, just stability and dealing with the Venus aspect, love, appreciation, and value. So that's what you guys are dealing with. So obviously y'all are in the same boat as the collective. You are being serious about it. It seems you being serious about what you passionate and motivated about at the moment. That fire energy. Yeah, y'all care about it. Yeah, that's what's home to you. That's who you really are, for the most part. Uh, that's what's home. That's dealing with the home matters. Four of diamonds. We're dealing with the home matters, but it's still your passion and motivation. So this might just be what you guys need to utilize at the moment. You need to not only show yourself that you love, appreciate, and value this shit that you're into. You might also be in a situation where it feel like home, and you need to show yourself that it feel like home, or show yourself how that could be home to you, or how it is home to you already. You know what I'm saying? And you might just not be taking it that serious, as far as like, yeah, this is who I am. This is my home. I'm at home whenever I'm at peace whenever I'm doing my fire aspect, my imagination, my creative passion, motivation, whatever that aspect might mean for you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you Aries, it seemed like y'all in a situation where y'all just need to show yourselves that, or utilize more of that to help you think in a more correct type of aspect, instead of allowing other individuals to convince you that they make sense in some type of way with what they're into, as far as correlating to society and shit. You might just need to show yourself like, yeah, this is what actually is important to me. Like I don't really give a fuck how society feels about it. Like this is where I'm home at. Like I'm not at home whenever I go down to the factory and work 79,000 hours a week and shit like that. And I don't really love, appreciate, and value my time being spent there and shit like that. So just take that into consideration. So yeah, and y'all need to utilize some aspect of stabilizing or love, appreciating, and valuing how you're thinking and communicating at the moment, or just dealing with the air energy in general. And perhaps that could be the tool that could assist you whenever you're utilizing your sixth house, that six of spades that we drew on the overline story. That could be, this could be what you could be utilizing to assist you in that area where you're getting grant support for it. Yeah, but you might also need to just shape it up a little bit better, make it more stable, or put a level of importance on it as far as love, appreciation, and value in some type of way. So take like it gives, like, I know it's not really necessarily like ran by Saturn or anything like that. Whenever we talk about Taurus, like Taurus isn't ruled by Saturn and shit like that, but what it gives is kind of like take it more seriously type of energy. Like that's what the whole Aries energy is given. You know what I mean? Like kind of this energy, the fire energy in general, and how you're thinking and communicating about this aspect of yourself, the imagination, what you're passionate about, the creative aspect of yourself. It's kind of given like you kind of need to take this more seriously. Like you need to care about it. You need to care about it more. You need to value and appreciate this more. Like your time is well spent with this shit, even down to how you think and communicate about it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's given. Like you need to deal with these aspects to show yourself that you can take this shit seriously. That way you can deal with now the passion and motivation is what makes more sense than the person that you're allowing, or the concept, or the characteristic and trait, or whatever it may be that you're allowing to, in your mind, seem like it makes more sense than what it actually does. Or you're just being influenced by society or jackasses in your environment in some type of way too much. You know what I mean? So now let's move on. That's 3 cards for the Aries. Seem like you guys just need to put a level of importance on your fire energy in and of itself, and the air energy as well. Make it seem important to you, and it's going to give you a perspective where you can get rid of something taking the face of what's making sense to you at the moment. What the fuck? How did so many goddamn cards get flipped backwards in the damn deck now? I don't like that shit. Aries reading for Aries moon too. Yes, Aries sun, moon, ascendant, and Mars. We're gonna do sun, moon, and ascendants, and whatever planet rules each zodiac sign as well. But yeah, if you need to back it up to the total overall story as well, because that shit is like, if you obviously you're into astrology, like I've seen you around and shit like that. I know you be paying attention and shit like that. So if you know a thing or two about astrology, just watch the overlying story right now, and then check the shifts that we're going through at the moment. It literally was like on a metaphorical sense, you know what I'm saying, or just even to a literal sense of just playing out the energies. Like yes, that's exactly what we're all going through and viewing at the moment. Okay. And when you can tie the reading to the astrology itself, it just, everything makes a lot more sense. So you can give even more context to whatever your sign's reading is at the moment, and how these energies are playing out for you specifically throughout your chart and shit like that. If you watch this and tie it, you know how to tie it to astrology in the correct type of aspect, you will be like, oh yeah, like that's exactly what's going on. Not on no divination shit though. We're not predicting the future, you know what I mean? Just on some shit that we're all experiencing right now, even to the point if like you can like see the lead up to where things are going and shit like that. So now moving on to Taurus though. We got Taurus Sun, Moon, Ascendants, and Venus. 3 cards for you guys as well. Okay. Taurus, you guys are working on or need to work on your support system. There's some type of issue with your support system, and this is what's going help you. And whenever we get into support as well, I just like to say support because the heart, the sign, the fuck, man. I'm sorry, I'm having a goddamn rough time speaking right now. I'm not sure why that's happening. Mercury retrograde, probably, honestly. But anyways, let's not get too fucking flunked out into goddamn some fucking weird internet concept and think my mind being slowed down now. Okay, so 6 of Hearts. When the reason why I say support is because the heart is dealing with water, emotions. That's what it represents. It represents the emotions and feelings and shit like that. And we know that emotions and feelings back and support pretty much damn near everything down here. You know what I'm saying? That's how you have to travel internally. That's how you even get yourself up to being in the to getting up out of the bed in the morning and shit like that. Like you gotta direct your mind to entice certain type of emotions and feelings to just motivate your ass to get up out of the bed in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say support. So that this could be dealing with how you're supporting yourself. You know what I'm saying? You just need to work on your support system in general. It can be the emotions and feelings that you are utilizing as far as giving support to whatever, however you're trying to move and correlate yourself in the world at the moment. You get what I'm saying? What emotions and feelings you are allowing to utilize, to be utilized in your creative endeavor, in your going to work every day, in your, you know what I'm saying? And it also could be individuals. It could be people who are actually giving you a physical, quote unquote, actually seen in reality formulation of support or some type of shit like that. You know what I mean? It can be all those type of things, but it's in a 6th house space, Virgo, Mercury. You know what I'm saying? So you can't take in the air aspect, but we're just going to take it for what it is as far as the Virgo aspect, 6th house aspect, the workplace, the internal workspace. So you can be working on this internally. This can be something that you're working on externally. You're working on your support system. So you're building because Virgo's earth energy as well. So it always is going to correlate to some aspect of building to a certain degree as well. You know what I'm saying? So you're working on building your support system at the moment. So that can be taken in a multitude of ways as well. You can be sitting here and destroying what you do have. You know what I'm saying? You can be cutting cords and getting rid of certain individuals and shit like that. And you also could be building in another, because creation and destruction are completely, they're linked. They're basically the exact same thing. A lot of times you have to have a formulation of destruction to take place first before you can create something beautiful. And something beautiful, no matter how beautiful it is, it always has to die. So there's going to be another form of destruction as well anyways. You know what I'm saying? So just take that into consideration as well. But that's what you're dealing with at the moment. You're working on your support system. So the creation and destruction aspect, you might be in a position where you're destroying a bunch of relationships that you have, and these people aren't giving you the type of support that you need or want to fuck with at the moment. You know what I'm saying? So you could be getting rid of those individuals and disregarding them, or in a position where you already have or are very close to or in the process of, aka the 6th house energy, still working on your support system. You can be in a position where you have the steps necessary and you're gravitating the right type of individuals and you're getting the support that you would like. That's why you're working on it at the moment. It can be taken in a lot of different ways. You know what I mean? But just take that shit into consideration. It could be summed up with a few words, but I know like there's certain individuals who be coming into my channel from time to time who don't really know a whole lot, don't know a whole lot about how I speak for the most part. You know what I mean? There's a lot of words that I utilize that I know that a lot of people aren't going to understand for the most part. So I have to make those certain type of clarifications and shit like that sometimes, because I don't know. It just feels like the right thing to do. To me, it just feels like the right thing to do. Like, I don't want nobody to be in the dark on this shit. You know what I mean? Like I said, it could be an internal thing. It could be an external thing. You know what I mean? But let's get 2 more cards for our Tauruses. Draining out the old to be fulfilled by something new. Right, exactly. It could very well be that. It could very well be that, internally or externally. And AKA, what did I tell y'all? The heart is what? The water. The water. So precisely like he said, draining something out. Getting rid of some type of fluid that ain't moving sufficiently. Or just adding on to what you've already done. And continue developing it. Okay. This one came out upside down and sideways. Yeah, so you're in the aspect of what this is. This would be Gemini energy, 3rd house energy as well. So your environment, your surroundings, the mental atmosphere, your two-faced energy internally. You know what I'm saying? As being dual-minded or whatever the fuck you want to say. You in your environment, you're seeing this support. You're seeing a lot of the water. You're seeing a lot of the emotion. You're seeing a lot of the support. So what you've been working on is something that you see in your environment. So aka the water. So this makes it seem like it is people now. You know what I'm saying? Whenever we get into this aspect, because you could a lot of people would probably tie it to more so. If I would have drawn a 2 of hearts, they would say that it would probably be dealing with another individual, because when we get into numerology and start to speak about the 2 aspect and shit like that, but this is environment. As far, it could be the internal environment, it could be, yeah, I guess it still could be both. Goddamn, this shit want to play out as both. Like Taurus is dealing with a lot of two-faced energy, just like I said with the Gemini aspect. So yeah, I guess it could still be like the internal mental environment as well. Could be the internal emotional environment. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously the water is a yin aspect, a more feminine nature symbol or sign or word or fucking energy, whatever the fuck you want to call it. You know what I mean? So it is a more yin aspect, but this very well so could be people in your environment. Your support system is fucked off right now, and it's something that needs work. It needs work. You're putting it to work. So that internal mental environment, it need the right type of support. You need to put the right type of emotion and feeling into what you're dealing with. That way you can support yourself internally. That way you still want to wake up every day and deal with that fire aspect that we were talking about in the overlying story, aka your passion, motivation, creativity, imagination, shit like that. So yeah, that environment needs work. The environment that you've developed around your support system, the water energy. There's something wrong with it. It needs work, bitch. You need to get to work on that. There's something wrong. There's something wrong with your support system, Taurus. There's something very wrong with your support system, internally or externally. You get what I'm saying? Like I said, it needs work. It could be individuals who are supporting you. It could just be the emotion itself, the feminine nature of water itself. It could just be that, but it needs some work right now. Y'all Taurus's support system is all fucked up. One more for the Tauruses. I think we got one single card to flip over, so that's the card I'm going to use. I don't want to be here all night. We're already 43 minutes in, and I'm just on Taurus. Yeah. Yeah, so you are the gift and talent. You are the passion and motivation. You are the creativity, the imagination. You are that. So I feel like you wasting your time. Like y'all in y'all's feelings right now. It seemed like yeah, y'all is in y'all's feelings right now. So y'all are in a position, y'all feeling like y'all need a whole bunch of support. Because remind you again, it's the water aspect in general, the emotion and feeling in general. You know what I'm saying? So Yeah, it seemed like y'all are in y'all's feelings right now. You feeling like you need support. You feeling like you need to feel differently about shit. You feeling like, yeah, you need to be working on all this emotional spot and shit. It just seemed like you just skipped over this fact right here. Like it seemed like you just completely walked over this and forgot that it was all about you anyways. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit never was about the support that you were getting from individuals, because that fire aspect, that passion and motivation aspect that we're talking about in the overlying story, the aspect that once again comes out right here, that aspect, that was what you cared about anyways. You were going to do that regardless of if anyone gave a fuck. You were going to do that regardless of if you got paid off of it. That's just who you are. That is you. That as an individual, that is you. You know what I'm saying? So it seems like you're wasting your time being sad about the support that you receiving, or dealing with your feelings towards this in some type of way. You needed to bring some work to it. You needed to bring some air to it with the Gemini aspect as well, and how you're dealing with your environment and your surroundings correlated to that. You completely forgot about this aspect. Like that's you. You don't need to necessarily be so concerned with the feeling aspect of it. Like, yeah, obviously, like I told y'all, the water is what backs and supports this exactly. You know what I mean? But taking into consideration when we're dealing with working on it for external means, as far as the 6 moving over into the 3, because the 3 was the second card drawn. When we move over into that aspect, don't worry so much about the environment. Don't worry about so much about working on the external viewpoint of support. Like that's how it's seeming. So it's seeming like this is something you're worried about. You're worried about people too much. I feel like that's what it is. You worried about people too much, and how they going to accept you, and how they going if they going to turn their back on you based upon what it is that you're into over here with this fire aspect and shit like that. So yeah, from the 6 moving over to the 3, you know what I mean? Working and worrying about the environment, the external, the surroundings and shit like that, where you live at and shit. You worried about how they gonna take you, the individual, you and your fire, your creativity, your imagination, how you do shit. So yeah, you Tauruses, y'all just worried about people too much right now. Y'all worried about way too much about people and how the fuck they gonna feel about what you're doing, and now the support that you're gonna get from them is differently. And also it's dealing with the water, so this is heavy on the emotional flow and current of things. So it seems like you're viewing this and thinking that if you really show who you are right here, you really show that passion, motivation, creativity, you're feeling like by default people are going to start to feel differently about you, and you're going to receive that flow of current, that water, and it's going to influence you to change how you feel about yourself. So that emotion, that their support towards you is going to change. Because remember, I keep bringing up the support word and shit. So it's like their support towards you is going to change. So that flow of current of water is going to be hitting you at a different angle. It's not exactly going to be something that you would rather have. Like, I would rather have these everything be all peachy keen, and these individuals are like, fuck yeah, I'm proud of you, like keep doing your thing and da 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 da. Now you're worried, fuck, if I really start showing who I am, now that support, that emotional current that I'm receiving, that attention, that emotional flow that's helping back and support what it is that I'm into, I'm putting too much importance on how this person feels about it. And I'm allowing, when that flow of water, that tap gets turned on or off, or gets switched to a different temperature or some shit like that, when it hits me now, it's something that I don't like anymore. And now I need to pay attention to that, or it's going to hurt how I'm fucking feeling about myself and about my creative endeavor, aka what I'm into as an individual with this fire, passion, motivation aspect right here. Y'all sound weak right now. I can't even lie. And I am a Taurus moon. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all sound weak right now. I can't even lie. So that's something just to remind myself as well. Yeah, that's something to remind myself as well. But yeah, don't take offense to me calling y'all weak or nothing like that either. You know what I mean? Shit, that's something that resonated with me off rip. That's something I need to pay attention to. You know what I mean? I just I lost a lot of breath saying all that, but like I had to hone in on that one. I couldn't get off of that. I had to get off of that. So yeah, don't allow that emotional flow and current to switch up on you just like that. Jackie said I just did a reading similar to this. Hell yeah. So yeah, y'all go watch Jackie News reading after y'all finish with mine and shit. You know what I mean? And Shine said real shit. Hell yeah, appreciate that. So we gonna keep it pushing. You know what I mean? We got Gemini, Sun, Moon, Ascendants, and oh fuck. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Ascendants, and Mercury's. So you guys are what makes sense right now. Either that or you're just dealing with the Earth making sense energy at the moment in its entire totality. Y'all are dealing with that as an individual. Fuck. As an individual, you dealing with that, or you are that. You are what makes sense at the moment. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, and Mercury. God damn. Gemini got a lot to say. That's the second time it knocked out like fucking more than 10 cards at one time. I told y'all this is the hardest part and my least favorite part about doing a tarot card reading. Trying to get one fucking card to come out by itself. Yeah. That's why you're what makes sense right now, because you're giving your grand support towards paying attention to what makes sense right now. Like, so you are giving all the emotional flow, giving grand support to you are working on, you're doing whatever it takes to achieve practicality, making sense out of shit, making shit stable, dealing with the earth energy, nurturing, bringing shit into fruition in some type of way, whatever you dealing with. Well, the overlying story, obviously, the overlying story is what we dealing with, the fucking fire energy that we all dealing with, and the aspect of putting some meaning and reasoning to it as far as internally and internal dialogue, dealing with the Mercury retrograde energy and Sun and Moon being in Sag and Mercury being in Sag in retrograde at the moment. That aspect, that fire. Yeah, so you are what's the support as well right now. So yeah, you are the grand support. So yeah, you are the grand support, giving support to all this earth energy. So by the time Gemini get out of this current shift that we're on, and the sun and the moon change positions a little bit, yeah, y'all are gonna be what's making the most sense down here, because you are the support that is what is supporting your earth energy right here, so that you can be the support. So like I told y'all, a lot of times they like to come out backwards. So really it should have been this one that came first and this one that came last. So you are the support right now that's giving grand support to this earth energy that is going to allow you to just be what makes sense. So your life is going to be all making sense up. It's going to be all practical, stabled up. You know what I'm saying? That's what Geminis are on at the moment. You guys are what's making the most amount of sense right now, and you're giving all your support to that, and you're giving all of your support to yourself as well, so that by the time you get done with this, by the time you get done working on this shit right here, now you can be the next motherfucker in a business suit and shit like that. You can be the next motherfucker having a business or having a, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, I know everything looks different for all of us. You know what I mean? Some of y'all that might not even be in y'all's goal list or anything like that. You know what I mean? But you can be the next. You can count for the next. You can count for the next. Fuck. Sorry, I'm goddamn stuttering right now. I told y'all a few minutes ago something was going on, and I was having a little bit of a hard time. I can't formulate my words properly on here today. I'm having a little bit of issues for some reason. Um, does that count for Gemini moon or only sun? No, that is Gemini sun, moon, ascendant, and Mercury as well. But yeah, so you guys got Ace of Clubs, King of Clubs, and Ace of Hearts. So essentially, you are what makes sense at the moment, and you are giving your grand support to making sense at the moment, and dealing with the Ace of Hearts. You are supporting that. You are supporting yourself. You are supporting becoming the more practical application, stable, sturdy type of individual, dealing with the earth energy in its totality. You know what I'm saying? So individuals will get that who are meant to get that. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm feeling like my goddamn frame rate is like fucking slowing down right now. Like my mind is sharp, but it's like my mouth is just not operating correctly right now. So I apologize for that. And I'm running out of air and shit too. Like this normally doesn't happen. You know what I mean? But we're just gonna fucking go with it and keep pushing through this shit. So we're on to the 4th house now, aka Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Ascendants. But yeah, I'm fucking I'm having a goddamn rough go at it right now. Oh man. It tends to happen though. When Mercury retrograde comes around, sometimes that shit just be fucking with my words for some reason. Like my mouth don't want to work properly. Or my throat chakra don't want to work properly. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. It is what it is. Fuck it. I know what I'm trying to say. I have the right type of emotion and feeling behind it. You know what I got the right type of body language to play it out. I can put the right emphasis on the right type of word. So even if I fuck up and stutter a couple times, like, yeah, the message still comes through. You know, I'm like, the message is still gonna be heard. So let's move on. Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Ascendants. Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Ascendants. Three cards for you guys. Jackie said the syncs go crazy. Hell yeah, of course. Every moment of fucking life is a synchronicity. For me at least, you know, I'm sure you probably have some similar experiences. Mooney said, okay, bet, and then he said, you good. Yeah, for sure. We gonna still do what we do. Just my mouth faculties is just like, I don't know. I got the stuttering, fucking lungs deflated and shit. Fucking goddamn Mercury retrograde come through here, always being on some weird shit. Okay, we're gonna take the one card that flipped because I'm not gonna sit here and fucking shuffle these bitches all night. I can tell you that much. So you guys got the 2 of clubs. So you guys are in an aspect where you're bringing stability to, or love, appreciation, and value to your earth energies at the moment. What you're dealing with as far as how you make sense out of things, how you are practical about things, how you stabilize things. So you're bringing stability to that, or you're bringing some sense of love, appreciation, and value to that. Your earth energy, yeah, making shit practical, making sense out of things. You love, appreciating, and valuing that shit. You putting a level of importance. On that shit. This one's trying to run. Yeah, so this is probably why it's something that needs to be love, appreciated, and valued, or something that needs to be stabilized in some type of way. Because right now you're wanting to express shit that makes sense. You get what I'm saying? That you're wanting that to be your ego, your character, not so much image and status, because 5th house and 10th house can be kind of along the same lines in a certain type of way, but it's not really so much the same. You know what I'm saying? Image and status and your expression, your sunlight, being in the spotlight type of energy, it can be very similar, but it's not exactly the same. So that's why it needs to be something that's important at the moment. It needs to be love, appreciation, and value, and it needs to be stabilized, because it's something that you're wanting to express at the moment. It's something that you kind of wanting to be seen for at the moment. You kind of wanting people to pay attention to how you can be practical. So that this is something that you probably been spending time feeling like this was something that was important. So you're like, shit, how I approach things, my practical application, how I go about things, like this shit is important. Like people need to know about this. So like that's probably what you were spending your time on. Uh considering this, like, yeah, like this shit is something, like this actually really makes sense. Like how I go about this, like this is actually really practical shit. You know what I mean? So this is something that people need to know about. So that's probably the and taking into consideration, these are Black internal dialogue. You know what I'm saying? Just dealing with yin realm in general. So this was something that's inside of you, that as far as this earth element. So you're wanting to express that. You know what I'm saying? You're wanting to be seen for that. You're wanting people to pay attention to that now, because you spent time valuing that. You spent time you spent time appreciating that shit. I think I'm gonna sound like I have Tourette's on this video. I'm gonna just start stuttering, and then all of a sudden fucking cursing out random words and shit like that. Man, we can't be having all this goddamn shit. We can't be having all this goddamn. I'm gonna see a fucking clip of me on the internet doing a card reading sounding like a goddamn Tourette's kid. They probably gonna put like meme music and all type of shit over me. God damn. Maybe if we shuffle the cards a couple times, it'll fucking help. Maybe shuffle them hoes a couple times. It might help. It might help our fucking word box work a little better. One more card for my Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Ascendants. Yeah. So okay. So that. This deals with your passion and motivation. This deals with the overall story. You get what I'm saying? So right here, this shit that you spent time into love, appreciation, and value, as far as the earth element and how you're practical and making sense out of things, you want to express that. You want people to see that, and so you can be seen for that and shit like that. The reason why is so that it can be utilized to support that creative endeavor. That's the reason why you're even doing this shit in the first place. It's so that you can give, god damn it, I told y'all, man, like I'm just having all type of air issues tonight. But yeah, the reason why you're even spending time doing that shit is because you already know that this is going to be utilized to give grand support to your creativity, your imagination, your passion and motivation, your fire aspect. You get what I'm saying? So you're already knowing that. You're already knowing that shit. So that's why you even spent time into this. So it seemed like Cancers is just giving more structure to the emotion and feeling that they utilizing as a motivating factor, or as a backing and supporting factor. It seemed like you know that you needed this. Like you put a level of importance on it. You knew that you needed to love, appreciation, love. God damn, it seemed like you needed to love, appreciate, and value how you're practical and how you're going about things, and how you're making sense out of things, how you're being stable. And so that you can make that an expression, and that be something that is carried outward, because you knew that was what was needed to give more support to your passion and motivation. So now it's like Cancer's got the game sewn up in their own type of way. It seems. It seems like you guys. It seems like you guys knew that you needed this and knew what you were going to use it for. So it's like Cancers are in like a smart position with the mental authority, with the internal man, the internal masculine energy and shit like that. It seems like you guys were in an aspect where you were thinking about all this shit and directing your thoughts and directing your feelings in a correct type of manner, that so that you can have every aspect of whatever that fire energy is from the overlying story. That way you can have that and correlate it in the right type of aspect. That way, as we're moving forward and we're going into 2025 And then when Aries season gets here and all that shit, and we have spring and all that, now everything can just make sense. You can just get back to this earth energy. Now everything can be practical. Now your creative passion, gift, and talent, whatever that is, now it's a job for you. Now it makes the utmost sense and shit like that. So you were like mentally and emotionally planning. It seems like as a Cancer, you were mentally and emotionally planning in the right type of aspect and just guiding and correlating shit the exact type of way that you need to because y'all know I teach a lot as far as practical application. You get what I'm saying? So and wisdom through practical application, you know what I mean? So it seems like Cancers are on like a very wise tip as far as like, I'm not just going to be so willy-nilly with my and going with the flow all the time with my creative aspect and shit like that. Like, yeah, this is something that I give a fuck about, but I also give a fuck about making it practical and making it make sense and something that I can support and other individuals can support. And now everybody can see my creative gift and talent, and that's the type of shit that I'm on. You know what I'm saying? Very accurate as a Cancer ascendant. Damn, Sweats fire with the tarot so far. Hell yeah, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. I told y'all, man. Fucking, I've been doing this shit for a minute. You know what I'm saying? And I have some like fucking good sources as far as internally and as far as people who I've given readings to, and you know what I mean, helping them with a lot of different shit. You know what I mean? Right, a balance with creativity and practicality. Right, exactly. So the Cancer ain't all willy-nilly in their home, comfortable, just complete water type of aspect. Like y'all are actually like, it's like, okay, like I damn near been in my feelings for too long. Like I damn near been comfortable and just at home with this fire energy and just doing it for fun and going with the flow, going with the water and shit like that for so long. Now it's like I need to hop on this Sagittarian wave and utilize that Jupiterian aspect and kind of grasp some of that luck and abundance type of aspect whenever you get into Jupiterian energy and shit. So it's like, yeah, I need to harness in on that and make sure I can utilize that fully. So y'all was like planning for this shift or some shit. Like y'all was just waiting for this moment to appear so you could be like, yes, like now everything is in line. Now everything can make sense now. Perfect. So yeah. Like cancers are on one. Cancers are on one. Y'all was waiting for this shit. Y'all was at home y'all. Oh my god, it's funny how these characters play out. Like I start getting images in my mind and everything. Like yeah, Cancer was just at home in the house, just like barely peeking the fucking blinds and shit like that, waiting for the right opportunity to pop out. And then they seen around the corner like the headlights of a car, but the headlights of the car was like, oh shit, like all this Sagittarian and Jupiter energy is coming. Like, oh shit, like, oh my god, it's almost time to go outside. So when it came around, Cancers was like, fuck yes, now we can go outside, bitch. We don't have to be in the house all day. So it's perfect timing. We can all just regroup. We can come outside. We can be in the yard. We can go, or you might even go travel at this time. Metaphorically speaking. But shit, some of y'all might be traveling externally too. Shit, I don't know what y'all up to. You know what I'm saying? But that's the type of vibe you Cancers was on. We can finally come out the house now. It's the perfect timing. Okay. All right, let's move on. 5th house, Leo, Sun, Moon, and Ascendants. 3 cards for the Leo, Sun, Moon, and Ascendants. We got one immediately. Okay, so you guys have a 9 of spades for your first card. You guys are dealing with bringing wisdom, bringing completion, some type of philosophical meaning and reasoning to the air energy. So I mean, this is like literally the fucking perfect goddamn card that you could pull out for just the energies that we're dealing with right now in general. Ninth house, Sagittarius, Jupiter energy, wisdom, luck, expansion, all that good shit. And then spade, air energy in and of itself. Mercury, retrograde, because it's black as well. So that you could take that as a retrograde energy and just air energy in and of itself. You know what I'm saying? So that's like the perfect card for the energies. Now, we don't quite know why you guys got this card yet. We don't quite know why. We need the other two cards to tie the story together. You know what I mean? I'm glad to see Cancers just came out the house though. Yeah, y'all busted out the fucking house and started building porches for everybody and shit. Like y'all bringing all type of stability and practicality and making sense down. You know what I'm saying? All the motherfuckers started making sense out of everything. Motherfuckers opened the doors up for the first time in fucking. Motherfuckers opened the door for the first time in months. The first thing y'all start talking about is who need a porch built immediately. Who need the foundation on their house redid. Who need the support beams for their fucking porch readjusted and shit. Yeah, y'all fucking Cancers on one. But anyways, our Leo's got a 9 of hearts as well. So you dealing with ninth house, Sagittarian, Jupiterian energies around your support system, your water, your emotion, your feeling, however you gain a support in your life at the moment. The last one is the one that ties all three of them together, but this one's not wanting to come out. Okay. Yeah, this is what you guys are focusing on, obviously, because like the card didn't want to come out of the deck until I like stopped looking at the computer screen, stopped looking at the chat, stopped any type of having my eyes involved up here. It waited until I was in a position where the damn, you know what I'm saying, where I'm looking at the cards exactly. So this is exactly what you guys are paying attention to at the moment, as far as Leo, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. You know what I'm saying? You're giving your grand support to that air energy. So now if we think back and we refer back to the overlying story, you know what I'm saying? Remember in the overlying story, we had that 6 of spades that we were dealing with, and that was the tool that we needed to utilize to slice in half that jack of clubs. You know what I'm saying? And people, you allowing people to take the face of what makes sense at the moment. So you're utilizing that air energy to deal with that. But as a Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant, you're in a position as far as overall what we're going through. You need to bring some type of completion as far as philosophical point of view, wisdom, meaning, and reasoning to your air energies. So you need to be expanding your mind, expanding how you're thinking about things, putting them in a newer, broader, philosophical, more spiritual, more wise type of aspect. That's what you're dealing with. This needs to be dealt with accordingly. You get what I'm saying? And remember in the overlying story as well, we were talking about support as well to a certain degree. And that person that is taking the face of what makes sense at the moment is probably somebody who is supporting you. So you need to be very wise about bringing some type of philosophical meaning and reasoning to how you're correlating with your support system at the moment. So you need to be more smart, intelligent. You need to be more expanded about how you're feeling about certain shit. And obviously what's on your mind as well. The shit that you're thinking about, the air energy, what you're doing over here, and bringing more wisdom and shit like that too. You need to also be taking into consideration the feelings as well. either that or just the people in your environment that you are allowing to support you at the moment. You get what I'm saying? So your air and water energies both need to be in a Sagittarian and Jupiterian type of aspect. You need to be expanding, broad, philosophical point of view, wisdom, knowledge, travel, luck, wisdom. You need to bring that to these aspects. Your support system, the water, and how you deal with opposition or the air energy in and of itself. You get what I'm saying? And that is what's going to put you in a position to give your grant support to when you bring these two together. It's what's going to help you bring yourself to this position to where you can give grant support to how you think and communicate about things, how you deal with opposition, aka or just the air energy in and of itself. And that is what is going to branch you towards the overlining story as far as where that six of spades was and where that queen of spades was. That's how that is like this card is like the bridge in between the six of spades and the queen of spades for you. So utilizing these to help you gain this, you get what I'm saying, is going to put you in a position where not only are you working on the air aspect within yourself, you're also working on being the support for that. You get what I'm saying? And supporting yourself through that. You know what I'm saying? How you think and communicate about things, your air energy in general, the mind, the mental realm. You get what I'm saying? And that is what is going to help you be in a position where you can gain that cue. You can gain that receiving grant support for how you think and communicate about things, aka God in the universe going to take care of you at that point, just like I was saying in the overlining story. So take that into consideration. This is the card, and what you learn from these two is what's going to help you develop this, and that's what's going to bridge the gap between those, so that you have the fullest extent of universal spiritual support, protection system, whatever the fuck you want to say, from God in the universe, to be able to slice through that jack. And now you can't be shaken about what makes sense. You know what makes sense now, and you're all wise and got it all sewn up. Can't nobody fuck with you on that tip. So just take that shit into consideration. That's my Leo, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. That's my Leo, Sun, Moon, and Ascendants. So you guys are dealing with the overall aspects right now. You know what I'm saying? As far as dealing with Sagittarian and Jupiterian energies, but it's fixated around, or you need to utilize more of air and water energy so that you can support your own self and support your own way of thinking. Now, on to 6th house matters. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Ascendants, and Mercury's. Wait, right? God damn it. Now I'm having some real issues. Okay, see, I told y'all before we did this shit last time. I fucking forget what goddamn planet rules a sign for no damn reason and said the wrong thing, said the right thing the entire whole time. So yeah, Virgo, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, and Mercury. I knew that was right. I don't even know why I second guessed myself. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, and Mercury. 6th house, work. That workspace. 3 cards for you guys. Yeah, so it seemed like for you guys as well, you're dealing with a support system in your environment. That Jack of clubs from the overall story is probably somebody in your environment that is supporting you in some type of way. That's what it seems like. Or Gemini, Mercury energies in general, air energies in general, correlated to water energies, or just support in general as well. Yeah, see, it's in your environment. It's 100% in your environment. It's somebody that something in your environment is what is making sense to you right now, and what is practical to you right now, and it's like you're having a hard time with this. Like you're having a hard time with this, obviously, because you're wanting to give more attention to, and what we're all dealing with, our passions and motivations. You know what I'm saying? The entire overlying story seems like you kind of know, like that's what the energy I'm getting from this. Like as a Virgo, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, and Mercury, you kind of know what's more important at the moment, but you're dealing with a support system in your environment that is telling you otherwise, and you're dealing with a somebody, something. And I'm gonna say somebody because when we dealt with the Jack of Spades, and this is saying we dealt with the Jack of Clubs, and we're dealing with this now, and this is surroundings, environment. You know what I'm saying? So it seemed like that person, correlating back to the Jack of Clubs, you're allowing that person in your environment to convince you that they're what makes sense right now, and you need to correlate with this when you know deep down that your passion and motivation and your creative gift and talent and your imagination is what is actually important, and actually what makes sense, and what is actually going to support you, aside from this false sense of support that you're receiving in your environment, or this false sense of uh what is stable and practical in your environment. Either that, or these are just things that you need to take into consideration. You might be spending too much time on your creative gifts and talents, and being too much in la la land, and being too much in the dream world and shit like that. But you need to watch what these people in your environment are doing, as far as how they are being practical and making sense out of things, in an aspect of like, bitch, you might not want to quit your job right now and solely focus on your creative gift and talent for the moment. Otherwise, you're going to be homeless in less than a month. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe you need to pay attention to that, or maybe you need to pay attention to how people are supporting themselves, how people are supporting other individuals in the environment, how people are feeling about things, the type of emotions that people are utilizing. You know what I'm saying? These might just be things that you need to pay attention to as well. This might not even be something where you're right and you know what you're doing, or some type like this. You might just need to be paying attention to these motherfuckers in your environment and your surroundings who are doing this shit a whole lot harder and a whole lot better than you are, and you're in la la land in your bedroom somewhere recording music every day or making artwork every day, but meanwhile you're not emotionally, you're not doing anything emotionally in the right type of aspect. You're not doing anything with the earth aspect in the right type of aspect, to where you have any type of practical application, or any type of making sense out of shit, or any type of monetary gain, earth structuring, stability, foundation. You might be fucking up right now, so take that into consideration as well. You motherfuckers might be the problem for a second. You know what I mean? You motherfuckers might be the problem at the moment. Y'all old Virgo head ass, y'all might be in too many insecurities and worrying too much at the moment. So you got the game fucked up. And you just need to pay attention to your surroundings and your reality at the moment. And take into consideration, man, what's these other people who are into the same thing that I'm doing? Look what they're doing. Even if this person don't have the as good of camera quality as I do, look how their shit make way more sense. Look how, even down to, damn, this individual might be getting paid off of this. This individual might be making more money off than me off of this. Like da 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 da. And I'm not saying those are necessarily things that should or shouldn't be paid attention to. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying the energy that I'm getting off of these cars right now. You know what I mean? That does not that does not reflect my way of thinking or my opinion towards things at all. Just to make that very clear. You know what I'm saying? That's just the sense that I'm getting off of these two starter cards right now for the Virgo. So continue on. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, and Mercury. Yeah. Because you're giving grand support to your passion, motivation, your fire aspect. So yeah, it seems like Virgos are a little flunked out right now. Like, yeah, you're giving passion and motivation, you're giving grand support to this passion and motivation. You're giving all your support to it, but you might be giving too much support to it, to the point where you're being delusional with it and you're not being very practical about it. You're just thinking about it all day, or you're just feeling about it all day, or you're just, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what it seems like. So yeah, it's like it's giving me like you're spending too much time doing this kind of. Where you think that you can just sit down and turn out 100 million canvases every day, or you think that you can sit down and make 15 songs a day and just upload them periodically, no marketing, no type of any type of practical application about it at all whatsoever. That's just one example, you know what I mean? But yeah, it just seemed like, yeah, this is a good thing to do. You do need to be paying attention to your passions and motivations, but taking into consideration how you are giving and gaining support towards this, taking into consideration how you make sense out of it and are practical about it. But and this is something that there's an example in your surroundings that it seemed like you need to be paying attention to, or in your mental atmosphere, in your mental surroundings, as far as Gemini and Mercury energy, dealing with the air energy in and of itself. You know what I'm saying? So it could be in that type of aspect as well. There's some type of example in your surroundings, whether that be your internal world or whether that be your actual external physical surroundings world. There's something that's in there, and it might be both, because they're both one red, one black. You know what I'm saying? So it might be both, but there's some type of example that you have in your surroundings for how you need to correlate your support system and how you need to correlate making sense out of shit and being stable and having that practical application and going about things in a more sufficient manner, rather than just continuing to upload a video with no editing skill, no editing skill, no thumbnail, no trying to even design a hashtag of your own, no fucking upgrading any type of quality over time. No, you know what I'm saying? Like none of that shit. You just thinking, oh yeah, I can just purely make shitty content for every day of my life and I'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? Like you're missing either that, even if you have that sewn up as far as a practical application aspect. Don't forget that you're fucking missing this too. You're missing that water aspect. You're missing that water aspect. So you need to correlate your emotions and feelings in a more sufficient manner, and your support system in a more sufficient manner, whichever way that may be for you. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously we get into these, we can break these cards down 150,000 different ways. Like it's gonna play out different for everyone. You know what I'm saying? But we can only give y'all we can only give y'all pieces at a time. You know what I'm saying? But all this shit makes sense for everyone. This shit will play out in a multitude of different ways, though, depending on personally. Just take the key word and take the symbols and shit that y'all are shown. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a multitude of ways that you can interpret it. It just has to be applied. It has to be something that's applied to your life and your experience. Otherwise, you're gonna miss the message every time. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna miss the message every time. Because if you're looking at it in an incorrect aspect, I might say a word that you interpret the wrong type of way, and then all of a sudden here we are. You're missing a good ass message that would help you out and help you figure out whatever it is that you're into at the moment, just for the simple fact that you didn't understand the dialogue. You know what I'm saying? That's why I try to let y'all know, especially newer people who come in here. I try to let y'all know like what a lot of the dialogue even mean. You know what I'm saying? But if you just know how to interpret air, earth, fire, water, planets, each sign, you know what I'm saying, then you're good for the most part. And the house system, yeah, don't forget the house system. Okay, so now we just left from Virgo. We're on 7th house. That would be Libra, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, and Venuses. you guys got a 3 of spades. So in your environment, in your surroundings, you're dealing with the air energy in some type of way, in some type of aspect. Third house, Gemini, Mercury, surroundings, air energy, and you're dealing with the air energy from the spade or opposition. But 9 times out of 10, it play out as air energy in and of itself. Okay. Get sick of that shit. Famous Marlo said, come on now, talk to them. Talk to them motherfuckers. Let them know. Let them know then. You know what I'm saying? We'll let them know. We'll let them know. Yeah, so you guys got a 2 of diamonds as well. So obviously, just like everyone else, we done talked about this. Love, appreciation, and value towards your creative gifts and talents, your passion, motivation, fire, energy, imagination, whatever aspect that is for you individually. And one more card. Tie the story all together. Oh shit. I had a damn. Or I thought I just had that fucking vape right here, man. It's okay. Clearly, we're not meant to hit it at the moment. Otherwise, we would be hitting that bitch right the fuck now. You know what I'm saying? If we was meant to be hitting it, we by God sure would be. I'm not going to keep looking for it. Fuck that thing. So anyways, you guys received the Queen of Spades. So you're receiving grand support to how you think and communicate about things, dealing with the air energy in and of itself. So what is the sense that we're getting off of these cards? So in your surroundings, you're dealing with the air energy. There's somebody in your surroundings. There's something in your surroundings that's dealing with thinking and communicating. So you're probably viewing that on a large scale. And okay, that's why. Take into consideration, whenever we got the Jack of Clubs and we got the 6 of Spades on the overall story, you know what I'm saying? That's what you're viewing. That's what you're viewing in your surroundings right now. You're viewing it's in your surroundings. So for y'all, for Libras, it seemed like it's somebody in your external environment. Well, actually, just like we said with the last one, that could technically still be internal. It could be your internal world. It could be the internal external, as far as when you get into your mental environment and shit like that, the mental world. So it seems like that's what you're dealing with. It could be either one, just some formulation of surroundings dealing with the air energy. So that's where that is coming from. That's where that person, that concept, that mentality, that character, that characteristic and trait, as far as the Jack of Clubs, that is taking the place of making sense right now. That's where that's stemming from. It's something that deals with how you think and communicate about things, and it's being observed in the surroundings, internally or externally. But it's allowing you to reflect back and remind yourself how much you actually love, appreciate, and value this fire energy, this passion and motivation, and how you know that you need to utilize that Taurus energy, second house energy, to stabilize it in some type of way. You know what I'm saying? And Taurus is Earth, so still to a certain degree bring in practical application to it in some type of way. But it's dealing with that fire aspect. So what you're viewing in your surroundings, as far as the air energy, that all that does is serve to remind you how much you actually give a fuck about your passion and motivation, and how much you actually taking that seriously. And that's what's allowing you to receive grand support from God and the universe to help you develop that that tool necessary, that air energy, that thinking and communicating in the right aspect to be able to slice through whoever that jack is or whatever that jack of clubs is, and eliminate the thing that's making more sense to you right now rather than your own passions and motivations. That's what's allowing you to defeat that in some type of way, as far as the overall story. So yeah, that's a pretty solid reading as well. I'm gonna let y'all know though, I am gonna find my fucking vape now. I also need to turn this heat off up here. It's getting a little bit warm. Y'all give me 1 second. I'll be right back. And we'll move on to we'll move on. Okay. Yeah, so Libra, you guys just need to focus on the air aspect. That's the exact thing that you need to be able to defeat that, whatever that thing is that is taking the face of what makes sense at the moment. You need, and you, that's what's also going to put you in a position, because remember, we got the Queen of Spades in the overlying story as well. That's what you need to put you in a position where you gonna receive like double support, and this is the middle ground for it. The space that you get in whenever you take a look at how you're thinking and communicating about things, and how you're dealing with that in the surroundings. When you take that into consideration, and the space it puts you in, when you're like, oh yeah, that remind me how much I actually love, appreciate, and value my creative gift and talent. That's what's going to put you in a position to get like double support. So the more that you, as a Libra, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, and Venus, can love, appreciate, and value and stabilize how you are correlating this fire aspect, the more that you're gonna get support from God in the universe. This is the most important card for y'all at the moment. Wow, Schwetzel broke that down clean. That's exactly what I'm experiencing right now in my internal environment. Synchronicity, fire, and Sag in my second house right now. Fuck yeah, for sure. Yeah, so yeah, and Sag in my second house. Right. So yeah, that like it seemed like to a certain degree that's what we're all experiencing. We're all experiencing it on an internal means to a certain degree, because we're dealing with, I mean, if you just take a look at where everything is, just take into consideration where everything is. We've got Sun in Sag. We also have Moon in Sag. You know what I'm saying? And we also have Mercury retrograde there. You know what I mean? So it seemed like we're dealing with this in a multifaceted way. Some people are dealing with it externally and internally. You know what well, for the most part, all of us should be. You know what I'm saying? Because we're seeing it through the sun. And obviously, depending upon where that play out, but on the large scale, it's playing out through the sun, and it's also playing out through the moon. So that's going to reflect externally as well as internally. and we're all going to be dealing with that Sagittarian aspect. But when we're dealing with it all, the part how we're dealing with it internally also not only reflect the moon position, but it reflect where Mercury is at as well, and how we're dealing with our mind, and how we're able to communicate about this. That way, what we're experiencing in our moon spot, in our internal world, in that aspect, how we're dealing with the Sagittarian energy there, it seems like the Mercury retrograde being in Sag is what is like bridging the gap to help us reflect those internal moon waters type of aspect with the external, and what we're seeing there. And also you can take that how you may, you know what I'm saying? But it seemed like we're all dealing with it in a multifaceted way. But what is bridging the gap between the internal and the external, and where it shows who is, I guess, really wise in that type of aspect, dealing with dealing with Sagittarius and Jupiter. It seems like the mouthpiece is what bridges the gap. or just the combination of how we're thinking and communicating about things at the moment. It seems like that is kind of what is bridging the gap, but it's kind of like slowed. It's in like a deficit state where it's in retrograde. Obviously, fucking, you see me up here, goddamn, hardly can't even speak. I'm stuttering all over the place and everything. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't even got to my sun sign yet. I could just be a dumbass at the moment. You know what I'm saying? I could be the one fucking up at the moment. That might be why my speech patterns is fucked up for the moment. You know what I mean? I could be doing something wrong. Who knows? You know what I mean? Who knows? I don't feel like I'm doing anything wrong, and I feel just fine. It just seems as though one of my fucking organs isn't working properly at this current moment. But yeah, so we're dealing with it internally and externally. All of us. That's why I keep like jumping back and forth between how it should be viewed. Every time I get a card, I'm like, yeah, this could be internal. Well, it could be external too. You know what I mean? This shit could be both. That's why I'm jumping back and forth with that. Okay. Now we're on to Scorpio. All right, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, and Mars. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, and Mars. So yeah, you guys are dealing with love, appreciation, and value energy as well. You guys are dealing with love, appreciation, and value around your fire aspect, your passion, motivation, creativity, imagination. That's what you guys are dealing with. Probably because you're trying to see it in your environment. Either that or you just dealing with the air energy as far as Gemini and Mercury around your passions and motivations, which this ties to the overlying story to the T so far. That's the card. That is the card. Yeah. Okay, so you guys are dealing with y'all's water. Of course, Scorpio, water sign. But it's ruled by Mars. So Mars can kind of be correlated to fire to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? With the passion and motivation aspect. You know what I'm saying? So obviously y'all are dealing with y'all's fire. Y'all's fire is what is taking the main stage. It's what your love, appreciating, and valuing and stabilizing. And it's also what you've seen in your environment, your surroundings, internally or externally. That's what you're focusing on and fixating on at the moment and paying attention to, it seems. But you're doing that so that you can give grand support to your emotions. You can give grand support to your support system. You know what I'm saying? Because support in general, even dealing with support from other individuals, like I don't care how spiritual you claim to be. I don't care how opposite of reprobate you are. I don't care how little you give a fuck about gaining attention or getting support from individuals, because I can tell you I can tell you right now, I give very little fucks about this. So you're hearing it from somebody who very little gives a fuck about if anybody ever watched my channel or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? But you guys can't deny at the end of the day that it still do feel good when somebody come along and give you some type of validation or give you some type of support in some type of way. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just an act. That's just a character representation of the water energy in and of itself. So by default, it is going to make your waters flow. It is going to give you some type of feeling off of it. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I guess it could be a negative feeling for certain individuals, but you know what I mean? It always entices your feelings. So you're giving grand support to your support system. So whether that be dealing with how you correlate receiving support from other individuals or just your internal support system in and of itself, that is what you are spending time even doing this shit for. It's just so you could feel better. You know what I'm saying? As a Scorpio, it's just so you could feel better for the moment. You know what I'm saying? That's all you really care about. Like, yeah, you showing love, appreciation, and value towards this fire aspect at the moment. Yeah, like, yeah, you thinking and communicating about it when we're utilizing Gemini and Mercury energy, air energy, and you're seeing it in your surroundings and shit like that, this fire aspect. But it seemed like the only reason you even doing this shit, the only reason you even going through the shit that we're all going through at the moment, and utilizing these as tools to help you with that Jack of Clubs energy, you just trying to feel better. Like, you don't really, like, you don't give a fuck what it is. You will sacrifice any of that shit. You will sacrifice any of those support systems. You will sacrifice any of those false characters or false senses of viewing what makes sense at the moment. Like, you will sacrifice any of that. You don't care who necessarily takes the face of it at the moment. Like, you don't give a fuck about that. You will kill that shit just so you can feel better. That's all it is. As a Scorpio, that's all you want right now, really. As a Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, and Mars, that's all you want really right now. You just want to feel better, and that's okay. Or you just want to support yourself better. You know what I'm saying? Or support the people who support you better. You know what I'm saying? That's all you really want at the moment. That's all you really care about. You just want to take care of your support system. That's all it is. So, all right, let's move on to ninth house, Sagittarius. We finally made it to Sagittarius, boys. Welcome our Sagittarian friends. Welcome in all this beautiful Sagittarius energy that we're all experiencing at the moment. And look, when I broke the deck, that's what fucking pops up. Yeah, take that. Remember that, motherfucker. Let's not forget that was the overlying story for the whole collective. Let's not forget. Remember that, bitch. And when I shuffled it, it's the card that came out at the bottom. When we get back into Sagittarius, remember this, motherfucker. Remember, you need to be more wise about your practicality and what you're allowing to take the face of what makes sense at the moment. Don't forget that. Don't forget that. That's what Sagittarius is reminding us. That's what we're expanding on at the moment. That's what Mercury retrograde is here for. So that we can be thinking and communicating about these things that are old and outdated that we need to move on from. That false sense of how things are making sense and how the cards fall. All right. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Ascendants. 3 cards for all of us. Wait. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Ascendants, and Jupiter. Sorry. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Ascendants, and Jupiters. 3 cards for all of y'all. It gave me 17. Yeah, it gave me 17. I asked for 3. It started giving me all type of abundance that ain't necessary. This isn't how we're guiding our abundance. We don't need an abundance of fucking playing cards. We only need 3 that come out one at a time each time I shuffle the deck. That's all we need. Sagittarius. Is that 1 card flipped? It is. Okay. You guys are bringing balance to the air aspect. That's what the Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Ascendants, and Jupiters are dealing with. Bringing balance to how you're thinking and communicating about things. The air energy in and of itself. Or bringing balance to how you're dealing with opposition. But I'm going to say air energy for the sake of it seemed like some air energy. I just turned that heat off because I was hot in here 2 seconds ago. Now I feel cold. My little toes got cold on me. Is that just 1 card again? Wait, what the fuck? I'm so confused. Oh yeah, okay. Sorry, y'all. That fucking that was a weird one. Okay, so you're desiring some formulation of support, either that, or you're just keeping your support system. You're keeping your emotions and feelings behind closed doors in the eighth house region. You keeping your support. You're keeping how you feel under wraps at the moment. You keeping it in the dark. Another one fell out. Or flipped in reverse. So yeah, that's why you keeping it secret right now. You keeping it secret right now because you working on it. So that's where we deal with the wisdom aspect when we deal with Sagittarian and Jupiterian energy. You see what I'm saying? You're keeping this support system or the water energy in general, how you're feeling about shit. You're keeping that in the dark, in the eighth house, behind closed doors, type of secret, occult type of energy, because you're working on it at the moment. And shit, we all know, 9 times out of 10, the shit that we working on probably shouldn't even be spoke about for the most part. Otherwise, other people is gonna fucking ruin that shit for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Only a truly wise person know how to keep their fucking mouth shut about what it is they're working on. You know what I mean? So you're working on that at the moment, and this is what is going to help you bring balance to how you're thinking and communicating about things. Because remember, that's what we were working on in the overlining story. We were working on our ways of thinking and communicating, our air energy. You get what I'm saying? So the way that you, as a Sagittarius sun moon ascendant or Jupiter, can bring balance to how you think and communicate about things, therefore that can be worked on in a more sufficient manner, and you can receive grand support for that air energy, that thinking and communicating energy. Now it can be utilized as a tool more sufficiently to slice that fucking Joker's head off, or slice that Jack's head off, and not allow shit to take the face of what's actually making sense at the moment. So the way that you, as a Sagittarius, can bring balance to that shit is by continuing to do what you're doing over here, keeping your emotions and feelings or your support system and the fact that you're working on these things. Keep that in the dark. Continue to keep that in the eighth house. Continue to keep that a secret. Do not let people know you're working on this. And that is what's going to help you think and communicate in a more sufficient manner, bring balance to it, bring judgment to it in some type of way. That way it can be carried about more sufficiently, and that way it can be the proper tool for you to utilize to slice that motherfucking Jack's head right off. You know what I'm saying? So now let's move on. That was Libra. Wait, no, that wasn't no fucking Libra. We just had a 7 on the cards. That was Sagittarius, 9th house. Let's move on to Capricorn, 10th house. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, and Saturn's. And this is my sign. Sun sign, anyways. Okay. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, and Saturn's. Capricorn got a lot to say, it seems. You know I'm not going to accept it unless it's one card at a time, Capricorn. I'm very particular about that. You know that very well. As soon as I fucking say something, this shit. All right. So you guys are receiving grand support to your water energy, to your support right now. So however you're supporting yourself, however you're feeling right now, you're receiving all the support in the world towards that right now. So you're receiving grand support to your way of feeling, your way of correlating support, your way of dealing with the water energy. You're receiving grand support to that. So Capricorns, pay attention to how y'all are feeling right now. You're receiving grand support to that. So how you feeling right now, even if it's negative, it seems like it's fully justified. It's not something that you tripping about. You're not tweaking off that. Yeah, why? Because you're being very wise with how you think and communicate. Obviously, you're bringing Sagittarian energy, Jupiterian energy to how you think and communicate about things, how you deal with the air energy. Capricorn, I told you, I only like them one at a time. It's the only way I'll take them. Yes, sir. Yeah, because you're, as a Capricorn, your love, appreciation, and value lies in how you think and communicate at the moment. Or you need to utilize some put some level of importance on how you think and communicate at the moment. But it seems as though you already did, because you're dealing with this. You know what I'm saying? You're dealing with the 9 of spades. So you've developed a level of wisdom, completion. You've already got the game sewn up with how you think and communicate. So you don't even need to be questioning, second guessing, any type of shit like that. So this is probably something that you've already put into place and has already been implemented. And it's just something that is reminding you to pay attention that, yeah, remember that you love, appreciate, and value this. Remember that this is something important. How you specifically as an individual think and communicate about things, or how you correlate with the air energy. You're extremely wise about it. You're bringing some type of completion to it. You're bringing some type of wisdom, luck, abundance to it. Sagittarian and Jupiterian energies. You're expanding your way of thinking and communicating, and that's what makes it important to you. That's what makes it something that you can value and appreciate, and that's just going to help you to gain more support and gain more support to how you correlate with support, how you correlate with water energy, how you feel at the moment. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you just being wise and putting a level of love, appreciation, and value on to how you think and communicate about things at the moment. That these are the cards that you are going to utilize as your tool at the moment. Bringing that wisdom and completion to how you think and communicate about things at the moment. That's what's going to help you to receive support for how you correlate with the water energy, and that's also what is going to that you getting the support for how you correlate with support or water is going to put you in the right space to feel the right type of way, or have all the support necessary to help you get in a position where you can work on that air and that air aspect whenever we speak about the 6 of spades. That way you can receive support from that, and then that way you can take off the jack's head. That way you can slice that motherfucker, and now you're what makes sense down here, and you don't have to worry about societal standards taking over. So it's all about bringing wisdom to how you think and communicate, and correlating your emotions in the correct type of manner, and putting a level of importance on how you think and how you communicate at the moment, and not letting anybody sway that, or how you deal with opposition. So moving on. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, and Uranus. All right, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, and Uranus. One at a time. Yeah. So Aquarius, you guys are giving grand support towards how you think and communicate at the moment. AKA that's why you're working on it in the overall story. And Capricorns, why you're working on it in the overall story was that 2 and 9 energy that we just spoke about. That's why you're working on it, because you developed a level of wisdom around how you think and communicate. And you also developed a level of love, appreciation, and value about how you think and communicate about things. That's why it's important to you, because of the level of wisdom and knowledge that you developed off of how you think and communicate. And that's why it's something that can be important, and that's why it's now something that can be worked on in a more expanded, broader, larger scale when we get to the overall story. But see, we had to do these bitches in reverse. You know what I'm saying? Because I wouldn't have had the overall story to be able to tie this to. Like, if I would have pulled the 6 cards last and did 3 for each zodiac sign first, this shit wouldn't have made as much sense. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you're receiving grand support to your water, your emotions and feelings. You're receiving grand support to that. And that's what gives you the emotion to be able to give grand support to how you think and feel. Because you're receiving grand support to how you feel at the moment. Aquarius is really nice and orderly. Shout out to y'all. Fucking one by one. Hardly no issues. Holy shit. I've never seen it before in my entire goddamn life. I've never seen it before in my whole fucking life. Hit that weed pen one time. Hit that motherfucking vape pen one time. So yeah, you guys obviously doing the same thing that we're all doing on the overall scale. Either that, or this is just reminding us right now that the work that you put in on your creative gift and talent, on your passion and motivation, on your fire, imagination, creativity, vision, imagination, the work that you put in over here is what is important. That's what allowed you to receive the support that you're receiving towards what you want to support, or how you want to feel about things. The work that you put in, all this time you've spent working hard on this passion and motivation as an Aquarius, is what has gotten you the opportunity to be in a space where you can give where you can receive grand support to what you're wanting to give support towards your water, towards how you're feeling about shit, towards how you're wanting to correlate everything. You all that work that you put in is what has got you there. And that's what's also the support, the work that you put in, and the support that you're now getting. Now you have a community to help you be in the right mental and emotional space to be able to give all your grand support to this air energy that we were dealing with in the overall story, as far as the 6 of spades and shit like that, and dealing with all that shit, and the boss fight that you on, as far as slaying the head of the dragon, cutting the head of the jack off, and all that shit. Okay, that sounded a little bit weird. Anyways, but yeah, that's the shit that you want. That's the shit that you want. You got to this position, and now you can give your grand support to your air energy. So now you can deal with that 6 accordingly, and you can deal with receiving the grand support for that air energy whenever you get there, and then deal with cutting that fucking Jack's head off and shit. So now we're dealing with Pisces, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, and Neptunes. All right, what we got for Pisces? Yeah, Pisces in the same boat as Capricorns. Y'all are developing a level of wisdom and completion and teaching type of energy, being a teacher, no longer being a student type of energy around how you think and communicate, around your level of intelligence, around your mental facilities, around that type of shit. So you're that y'all on the same type of tip as Capricorns. Or some expansion of meaning and reasoning, philosophical point of view behind how you think and communicate at the moment. And yeah, you're balancing out your support systems. You're balancing out your water and your emotions. And this wisdom on how you think and communicate is probably what has brought you to this point of noticing why it's important to balance out the support you're receiving, or whether that be through people or just your water in and of itself. Yeah, because in your surroundings, you're dealing with more thinking and communicating. So that's what's brought you to this position as a Pisces. Obviously, we're dealing with 12th house energies. This is like dream world imagination to the maximum degree. Even though it's not really correlated with fire, it's correlated with water. You know what I'm saying? But that this is dream world imagination. Type of aspect, illusion, delusion, all that, dealing with the 12th house aspect. So what you were probably viewing was in your surroundings an aspect of realizing why getting more solidified on how you're thinking and communicating is so important, and that you need to be paying attention to that as far as in your surroundings, in your environment. You know what I'm saying? Whether that be internally or externally. We spoke about that already as well. You know what I'm saying? So you guys got the 3 of spades. You realize a level of importance around this. You realized why, and you realized it was important for the fact of you needing to be wise with how you're thinking and communicating, and realize that the wise thing to do is balance out how you are feeling about shit. That way you're just not always in your water and in your emotions and in your imagination so much and in your daydreaming so much to the point where you never think and communicate properly. And this is what's going to help you with the practical application. This is what's going to help you make more sense as a Pisces. Whenever you are viewed in your surroundings, that air aspect and the thinking and communicating aspect, you started to realize how the emotions and feelings, you were probably emotionally and feeling chaotic in some type of way. So you realized in your internal environment or external environment, you needed to correlate how you think and communicate about things in a more sufficient manner. And that's what has brought you to the perspective of bringing a level of wisdom, a level of expansion to your thinking and communicating aspects, your air energies. You get what I'm saying? And that is what is going to help you be more stabilized and bring more balance to your emotional state of being. And whenever you get more balanced out emotionally, that's what's going to be the tool for you to help you. That's what's going to be the tool you can utilize to help you to defeat the Jack in the overall story. You get what I'm saying? That 7, once you get your emotions balanced, when you get your support system balanced internally or externally, that's the tool that you're going to be able to utilize to help you deal with working on the air energy and getting support for that. That way you can kill the Jack in the overall story. And that's how you can make more sense. Someone else don't have to take the face of what makes sense at the moment. You as a Pisces can now make sense because now you're not emotionally chaotic. You're not delusional. You're not sitting on a throne of illusions and living your life in a dreamly type of aspect and not ever actually doing anything that makes sense or can be practical. Now you've balanced out your emotions and feelings. You're not in your feelings all the time, or you're just at a more equilibrium and balanced state with your emotions and feelings. Now that's what's going to help you to defeat the Jack. Balance out how you're thinking and communicating even more so, and work on that to a higher degree on a more broad scale, and then help you defeat the Jack. And now you can then be the one that takes the place of what actually makes sense at the moment. So that's Aries through Pisces, and that's also the collective reading. Thank everyone for tuning in. I'm gonna immediately essentially go ahead and fucking hop off this bitch because I'm out of breath, and I'm just ready to hop off here. It's been 2 hours, you know what I'm saying? We did a fucking damn good breakdown. Those were some good cards. Everyone is I just gave y'all all the fucking tools necessary that you should need to be able to get you through this current shift that we're going through at the moment. I gave you every perspective and every tool that you could possibly need to be able to get through these shifts and deal with the energies that we are dealing with at the current moment to the most sufficient manner. If you miss the message, or you just don't get it, you wasn't meant to get it. You know what I'm saying? I gave y'all every perspective that you could possibly need, every way of understanding each word that and phrase that I meant, and every way of utilizing these things as tools to defeat that fucking Jack. That way you can be what makes sense, you can be what is practical, and you can be stable in your creative endeavors as far as what we are all dealing with, as far as all this Sagittarian energy, and dealing with our fire and our passions and motivations and creative aspects, and our wisdom and knowledge, and our more broad philosophical expanded type of concepts and perspectives and shit like that. So you know what I'm saying? If you can't figure it out for yourself, look in the bottom, DM me for a consultation. I'll help you out on a personal level if you want me to, but you got to pay me for it. You know what I'm saying? I just spent 2 hours helping you guys out for the free ski. So you know what I'm saying? If you need any help further than that, hit me up in the bottom. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We are out this bitch. Thanks for tuning in with Schwetzy. We'll catch y'all next time. Peace.